following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's Ravens Report, we relive the Ravens' primetime win over the Bengals with Ravens Wire. We sit down with linebacker Patrick Queen after his first interception of the season. Plus, we preview Sunday's matchup with head coach John Harbaugh. All that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. What a game last Sunday night. It's rare that the build-up matches the moment, but from the pregame atmosphere to the crowd for all four quarters, and then obviously the result, every box was checked on Sunday night. And it only seems fitting that the most accurate kicker in NFL history, Justin Tucker, once again, delivering to seal the win. So let's relive all the sights and sounds from an electric M&T Bank Stadium under the primetime lights with Ravens Wire.
For the first time this season, the Ravens step into the national spotlight, looking to step out of a home losing streak as they face Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
This is my first time playing here in the night game, boy. I'm excited, bro. Hey, it's a child's game for a king ransom, baby. But it's true, man. Every time you step on this field and you grace this piece of grass, bro, you don't get this opportunity in life all the time, man. You don't get to do something that you love to do all the time, man.
And up front for the Ravens offense, at left tackle, Ronnie Stanley returns. That's a huge difference in the game plan.
Good to get you back out here. You know what? Hell yeah, just one play at a time tonight.
Today we need to have fun. Every single snap, one play at a time, have fun.
One play at a time, make it the best play, move on to the next one, 60 minutes. O-line on three, 1, 2, 3, O-line. Do what you gotta do.
2022 Ravens, bro. We about that. We go where we want to go. It starts right here tonight for 60 minutes. Believe in the man next to you and give everything you got for him. Fight for him, one play at a time.
M&T Bank Stadium. The stage is set, the lights are on. The first division game of the year with top spot in the AFC North on the line. The Ravens put their defense on the field first, and that means we'll see just how much of an adjustment the Ravens have made this year against Joe Burrow. The crowd rising to its feet. And the atmosphere is hot already in Baltimore. Pocket collapsing, he is hit and struck back at the 20-yard line. Jason Pierre-Paul, and listen to this place.
That's one.
You got him, go score. Let's go. Let's have fun. Come on. Looking forward to watching you go get him. Come on.
Jackson wants to throw. Has good protection.
Both sides, edge, sort it out.
Bob down the seam. He's got Duvernay at the 29-yard line, and he is taken down there.
Yes, great job.
Jackson drops to throw. Fires across the middle. Andrews has it at the 5.
Go Mark, score.
And he's in for a touchdown. Mark Andrews.
Yes.
The Ravens 10, the Bengals nothing.
Hey, y'all boys keep playing out there, man. Keep talking. Keep talking, keep playing, baby. Keep talking, keep playing, baby.
Well, a year ago, Joe Burrow put up just insane numbers on this Ravens defense. 941 passing yards against the Ravens. The most by any quarterback against a single team in a single season in NFL history. Burrow to throw on second down. Blitz pressure coming. Josh Bynes drops it back at the 16-yard line. Play action. Burrow steps up, fires across the middle. Intercepted. Patrick Queen has it at midfield, and he is spun down at the 47-yard line of the Bengals.
All week long, Patrick Queen has been working on his hands by catching a bunch of tennis balls, and it's paid off.
And Justin Tucker is coming on the field. Officially, they're going to mark this as a 58-yard try. Justin Tucker, 58-yard field goal try, kick on the way. It is long enough, and it is good! Tucker from 58, and the crowd is going wild! For the moment, the highest stakes of this season so far, first place in the division up for grabs. The Bengals have some momentum going now. Two receivers stacked to the left. Chase comes in motion. They flip it to Chase. Reverse to Tyler Boyd. He's hit and taken off his feet at the 15-yard line by Marcus Peters as the Ravens detonate what could have been a deadly trick play from the Bengals. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor giving his offense the green light to go for it on 4th and goal from just inside the 2. Burrow takes the shotgun snap, rolls to the left, throws incomplete at the goal line, and the Bengals will turn the ball over on down. A 6-point lead is an uncomfortable lead. That's the understatement of a season like this, where the Ravens have seen 2 fourth-quarter leads evaporate. Bengals have it, 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Burrow, quarterback keeper, he is hit, backs his way in, then it's a touchdown. And with 1:53 left to play, the Bengals taking their first lead of the night.
All right, here we go. We score, we win. Let's go. Come on. We can do this. You guys are going to do great, okay? You're going to do great.
The Ravens will start the drive at their 25. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have all 3 of their timeouts. Andrews has it, pushes his way to the 40-yard line, and he's taken down there.
We just got to get a field goal. And I'll give it to Tucker, wouldn't you?
Every day of the week. Twice on Sunday.
That's what I said. Hell yeah.
Ravens with a 1st and 5. Jackson keeps it on the read option. He's at midfield, still on his feet. Bengals 45, 40, all the way down to the 35-yard line. First down, Ravens. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll keep it, runs up the middle, and he'll get the first down.
We got the goat out there.
This will be a 43-yard try for Justin Tucker. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick on the way. It is up. It is good. Time has expired, and the Hayes in the barn.
Wow, with that atmosphere in Baltimore last Sunday night, you can see why the Ravens are now 8-1 in home Sunday night football games under John Harbaugh, and that's a credit to you, the fans. Coming up next on Ravens Report, we take a look at 2 impressive performances from Sunday's win with Billick's Breakdown.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. One of the top storylines through the first 5 weeks has been the breakout season receiver Devin Duvernay is putting together. Already an all-pro returner, Duvernay is proving to be a reliable pass catcher and runner week in and week out. And on the other side of the ball, the newest Raven, Jason Pierre-Paul, has settled in nicely on the edge and looks to be back to his Pro Bowl form. And for more on these 2 standout performers, here's Brian Billick with this week's Billick's Breakdown.
Well, this last week, the Ravens needed some players to step up. JPP and Duvernay answered the call with Houston and Bateman out. Defense was impressive. They held Burrow to 217 yards passing. Let's look at some of the plays that we're talking about. This is a classic coverage sack. Great job JPP getting in. But I want you to watch, initially it looks like it could be man with pressure, classic pressure from the Ravens. But then at the last second, you're going to see at the snap of the ball, they rotate out. Now they rotate out to a very passive zone into what we call a Tampa 2. You've heard it before. Need to know Tampa 2 is really a 3-deep defense. The width of the safeties take away any outside route that you might normally have versus 2 deep. And the middle linebacker drops to the middle of the field almost like a free safety. And you can see they've taken the field away. Now, anytime you play this kind of defense, it's just a 4-man rush. And this is a very simple 4-man rush. They do a twist at the bottom, but the tackle oversets, and JPP sees that with 1 step, slips to the inside, and gets the sack on Burrow. So great job of coverage, disguising what they're doing, and then JPP winning one-on-one on the backside. On to Duvernay. A nice night. 5 receptions for 54 yards with Bateman out. But interestingly, it was how they used him in the running game that got my attention. 24 yards on 3 carries. This first play is a bunch set, and that's a typical where you've got a grouping of 3 receivers or 3 guys on the edge. Typically, a defense will play a box defense. That's a 4-over-3 to respect the run, but maybe because it's Duvernay in the backfield, they didn't do that. They left themselves vulnerable, and this is a pretty good box with Oliver, Andrews, and Ricard, and Stanley on the left side. Now, this is just a classic toss. Nice job of Andrews blocking down, sealing the edge. Oliver does the same thing, then actually gets back into the second level. You got Ricard and Stanley coming around in the old Green Bay Packers sweep. That's a lot of beef coming around the edge. Great job of Duvernay slipping in and getting up the edge for a 12-yard gain. Now you're going to see, as we typically see, a variation on a theme. This is kind of the same play. This time, Duvernay starts in the bunch, okay? And then he motions himself back away, and he's going to set himself and then just come back on the classic jet sweep. So it's kind of the same play, a little bit different in terms of execution, but it's the same look. You still have Ricard and Andrews blocking down. Now you've got the backside guard, Zeitler. He's going to pull around and pick up that extra edge, where last play we saw Stanley do that. So again, classic jet sweep, nice job getting around the edge, variation of the theme. You actually have the back in this instance leading up. He's kind of the third man of the bunch. So like I say, very similar play. You get lots of repetitions in the week with just subtle variation, and either way, Duvernay comes up with 2 really good plays.
And Duvernay's emergence has been even more vital with the unfortunate injury to Rashad Bateman. And if Bateman's out again on Sunday, we can expect to see a lot more Duve in New York. Coming up next on Ravens Report, we look ahead to Week 6 on the road against the Giants with linebacker Patrick Queen. Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. Since being drafted in the first round in 2020, Patrick Queen has been under the microscope. That's natural when you're drafted that high and at the linebacker position, especially here in Baltimore with its incredible legacy of linebackers. And in his 3rd season, Queen seems to be taking his game to another level. And fresh off his best performance of the year against the Bengals, Queen caught up with our Shelby Gurnett.
Burrow steps up, fires across the middle, intercepted. Patrick Queen has it at midfield, and he is spun down at the 47-yard line of the Bengals. What a huge play. Patrick Queen intercepting his former college teammate at LSU.
Patrick, what a game on Sunday night. It was such a fun atmosphere in prime time. How good did it feel to get that win on Sunday?
It felt great, just coming off of a tough schedule that we had the previous week, and just the loss, and then try to come back and bounce back and get a dub at home. So we got the dub at home, finally canceled that little stretch, so it felt great.
And it's not just an AFC North rivalry for you. You have personal ties. I mean, you played at LSU with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. You won a national championship with those guys. How much extra motivation is there in that game for you?
There's always extra motivation when you play guys you know, especially when you play guys like Joe and Jamar, because you know how competitive they are. So just going out there and be able to play against those guys twice a year, maybe even a 3rd time if everything plays right, it means the world to me, honestly, because it's guys that you went to war with every day, shared blood, sweat, and tears with, so I love it.
You nearly had 2 interceptions in the first 4 games this season. Physically and mentally, how did you prepare last week to guarantee if the ball came to you, it was yours?
Mentally, it was tough, just knowing that you're in the right spot and just couldn't make the play. It's just regathering yourself and just knowing who you are, knowing who you serve, and just having all the faith in God to just get me back in those positions so I could capitalize the next time, and just actually physically putting in the work. I do jugs every week, so Zio brought out tennis balls and stuff, and so we did more drills, catching the ball with coaches, Jay Peterson, my other coach, so a lot of work went into it.
Take me through that moment. At what point in the play development did you know the ball was going to come right to you?
So basically, Jamar came in motion, and Joe did a play fake, but the play fake, I could tell it wasn't like a true run action, so I just got my eyes back, and I saw Jamar running. So at first I thought he was running downfield, but once I saw how he was running slow and his chest was straight up, I knew he was breaking in, so I just sat there, and I honestly wasn't supposed to be right there. but I just knew, so I actually took Josh Bynes' pick, so I could thank him for that one. Just knowing, like, I've been in the place to make so many picks, and they just go through my hands, and just all the work that I put in just to be able to capitalize on those moments means a lot.
Well, Daniel Jones and the New York Giants are 4-1. They obviously have some talented players. What stands out on film about that offense?
A lot of speed. They are a physical team, as you could tell, run the ball a lot. You got Saquon in the backfield that could do anything, anywhere, at any time. So it's definitely going to be a great matchup, trying to stop those guys.
This spring, you told me that this was the most dedicated offseason you had. You were taking care of your body, eating right, working out every day. How is that paying off for you now?
I feel like my body's just like holding up more than it used to. Around this time, I'll be like, oh, this is the longest season ever, and just ready to get to the bye week. But now I feel refreshed. Like usually after a game, it'll take probably 3-4 days to get the soreness out. Now it takes 1 or 2. So just I feel like the recovery process is the biggest thing right now.
What are you trying to prove this season?
That I'm him. I'm that guy. That's it.
Okay, PQ, we're gonna end with some rapid fire this or that questions. TV series or movie?
Series.
Weights or cardio?
Weights, by far.
Instagram or Twitter?
Twitter.
Pizza or calzone?
Pizza.
Roller coaster or water slide?
Water slide.
Sing or dance?
Dance.
Be 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late?
10 minutes early.
Strip sack or interception?
Strip sack.
Victory food trucks or victory cake?
Victory cake.
All right, Patrick, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck Sunday in New York.
Thank you.
And the Ravens defense took a major step in the right direction against the Bengals. And now the challenge is clear. Try and slow down Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants run game on Sunday. Coming up next on Ravens Report, head coach John Harbaugh previews the matchup against New York.
Ravens Report is brought to you by MedStar Health, the official medical team of the Baltimore Ravens, and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. The Ravens were no doubt relieved after getting a crucial divisional win at home last Sunday night, snapping a 5-game losing streak at M&T Bank Stadium. But as is often the case in this league, the attention quickly shifts to the next challenge, and that's a trip up I-95 to take on the New York Giants, who are surprising 4-1 on the season. And for more on this week's game, here's John Harbaugh with Garrett Downing.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. You're coming off a big win against the Bengals at home in prime time last week. Divisional game. What did it mean to get that victory?
Well, I guess you can put it in practical terms. I mean, it's an early season lead in the division, which matters. It's a home division victory. That's really important. But beyond that, it was just an important win for us to get it. We were in a place where we wanted to kind of prove ourselves just a little bit. And I thought, for this stage of the season, our guys went out there and did that, to get stops when we did, the crowd to be the way it was. It's a confidence, a shot in the arm for us for sure. And now we just got to go build on it.
Justin Tucker, I think we're all kind of used to this from him, and he's delivered in so many big moments. And in addition to the game winner, obviously he also hits the 58-yarder. Beyond just Justin, how impressed are you with the operation? I'll be honest, I was looking at Jordan Stout leading up to that big kick because this is a significant moment for him, and Justin talked about how it was his first game-winning hold. And how pleased are you with that entire operation?
So pleased. And to make your point, when did we ever talk about field goal operation before? It'd be the kicker made it or he didn't make it. And I think because of Sam Cook and Justin and Morgan, and you go all the way back with Randy and with Jerry Rosberg, and making that into something that was kind of a team effort, the Wolf Pack. That's people talk about that now. You talk about the operation and you talk about a game-winning hold, for the first time, his first game-winning hold like Tuck talked about. I think, you're talking about it now and people are interested in it because it is a team effort there. And those guys were just as precise as could be, and that's a big part of why the kick went in.
So, Coach, this week you're obviously heading up to New York and you're facing a really good Giants team. And the focus for them obviously starts with their running back, Saquon Barkley. He's one of the best in the game. How important is it to limit him in this game?
Well, you have to. If you don't, then he's going to hurt you. So you have to do that. And you have to deal with Daniel Jones as well, those two guys. But you can't just do that, because as soon as you just do that, they've got plenty of other weapons that can make plays. So you still got to be team defense. Everybody's got to be doing their job with a particular emphasis on number 26 for sure.
And lastly, Coach, obviously the defensive coordinator up there is Wink Martindale, a guy who you know well, spent a lot of time with and have a long history with. How much of that, when you're playing a former assistant defensive coordinator, is there a kind of a game within a game, and he knows you so well, you know him so well, and all of that?
Yeah, there's something to that. And he knows us very well. He knows how we operate, both sides of the ball, even special teams, and we have a really good feel for him. So Wink's a great coach. He's family. I love him. I always will. He's doing a great job there, and it's going to be fun. You go compete against your brother. You want to do well, and I'm sure he feels the same way, and that's how it'll be. But afterwards, we'll be hugging each other, and it'll be okay.
Awesome, Coach. Well, good luck this week. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Garrett.
So for the second time in the first 6 weeks of the season, the Ravens will head up to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. But Sunday's opponent will look very different than the Jets in Week 1. The Giants come in riding high as one of the most surprising teams in the NFL at 4-1 and fresh off a win over Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers in London last Sunday. Here are a couple keys to this game from my perspective. We mentioned it earlier. You have to slow down Saquon Barkley. He's the NFL leader in scrimmage yards through 5 games. Second key, protect Lamar Jackson. Remember, they're facing Wink Martindale's defense that we know here loves to get after the quarterback, and he's got some dudes up front that can do just that. That'll do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to tune in to Ravens and Giants Sunday at 1 on CBS. And for more off-the-field content, check out the Purple Chair podcast hosted by Cassie Calvert as she takes listeners behind the scenes here at the Castle. You can catch that on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you right back here next week for another edition of Ravens Report.